Senators, take your seats. Can't really gavel without a gavel. So, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. I hereby call to order the 14th meeting of the 62nd session of the Student Senate on November 13th at 7 p.m. Moving into roll call. When I call your name, please answer with either present or here. If the computer will cooperate. Senator Babin.
Present.
Senator Bradley. Senator Brown.
Here.
Senator Castillo.
Present.
Senator Cowden.
Present.
Senator Cunningham.
Present.
Senator Day.
Here.
Senator Ezell.
Here.
Senator Flores. She's no longer here. Senator Glover.
Present.
Senator Hopper.
Here.
Senator James.
Here.
Senator Kata.
Here.
Senator Kahinde. Senator Kendrick.
Present.
Senator Kennedy.
Here.
Senator Khan.
Here.
Senator Lepetsky.
Present.
Senator Majors.
Present.
Senator Mattson.
Present.
Senator Kate Miller.
Here.
Senator Morgan. Senator Mounts.
Present.
Senator Nazir.
Present.
Senator Nguyen.
Here.
Senator Peter.
Here.
Senator Ritchie.
Here.
Senator Spencer.
Present.
Senator Turan.
Here.
Senator Tubak.
Here.
Senator Wang.
Here.
Senator Webb.
Present.
Senator Wright.
Present.
Senator Zacharias.
Here.
Excuse me. We have met quorum tonight with 31 total in attendance. Simple majority will be 16, 2/3 of present will be 21, and 2/3 majority will be 26. Moving into section 3, approval of the minutes. Are there any corrections to be noted to last week's minutes? Seeing none, we'll move into section 4, public forum. Public forum provides a chance for individuals to have the privilege of speaking before the Senate. This is a time for the association to listen to what the community has to say, and to that we offer our undivided respect and attention. I would like to remind everyone that although we allow the speakers the privilege to use this platform, the opinions of the speakers do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the association or the university. Lastly, in the essence of time, we do limit speeches in public forum to a length of 3 minutes unless the speaker has spoken to us about it ahead of time. That being said, is there anyone who would like to speak in public forum tonight? Seeing none, we'll move into section 5, officer reports. Item A, President's report.
Hello, everyone. So first thing, nobody has submitted strategic plan ideas to me. So that would be really helpful as Nancy and I are trying to come up with things that we can submit to the strategic plan that Student Government Association is doing in support of the strategic plan. So if you have any ideas or initiatives, please let me know as soon as possible. That would be great. Student fees, we still need applicants for honors, fine arts, applied studies, engineering, returning adult, international, and then I know we had an interview for out of state. We're still working on it though. But if somebody for out of state wants to apply as well, that's still an option. So please apply yourselves or encourage others to apply. We're really trying to push it out on our social media. It's really important that we get these positions filled because we don't want this is over half or just about half of our committee that hasn't been nominated so far. The ones that we do have so far are on the floor this evening. So please encourage applications. So some fun things. DPR Haas and I have been working on some events for this upcoming spring semester. I am super excited to share with you all that we're going to be hosting a series of events in March to celebrate Women's History Month. We're hoping to do 4 panels of different female leaders across campus, across Wichita, even at a state level, with different themed nights, being like business. We kind of wanted to focus it on each college, so like a business night, applied studies and health professions mixed, a STEM night, and then a communications and political science night. So we're really excited for that. We're slowly but surely making progress on that. We've got a few things up our sleeves that we're hoping for, so it'll be super fun. With that, though, the first calendar deadline is on Friday. So if you have any ideas for events that you would like to see either SGA as a whole host next semester or your committee that you are on, that first calendar deadline is Friday, so I would recommend start getting those planned out. If you see me go in and out this evening, I apologize. Nancy and I are currently working on a bill for student fees changes that we're looking into. So that will hopefully be on the floor next week for you all. It really depends on how soon we're able to get this going. And then just a reminder, I have the Kansas Board of Regents meeting on the 20th at Pitt State, so I don't know if I'll be here for Senate, and I will let you all know. For the treasurer, this week we received all the budget requests for our internal Student Government Association student fees request. I will be reviewing them and putting together a final request to be submitted to the Senate for review. The Budget and Finance Committee is working on drafting a bill that will improve the process for individual and organizational funding, which we hope to present at Senate next week. And Director of Public Relations, hi, we have an event. What is the event again?
Si se puede day.
Thank you. I didn't want to butcher it. That we will be tabling on Friday. I will be out of town and unable to be there, so I really need some senators to step up and help me out by tabling from 11 to 12:45, or for however long you are able. Please let me know if you can, or if you have any questions for me. Additionally, there is the International Education Workshop that same afternoon. It would be great if we had some SGA representation at these events. Thank you. And that is all that I have.
Are there any questions for the president? Senator Tubac.
Do you have any updates about the SGA survey?
I do not. Is there anything to update about yet? There is nothing to update about yet.
It's still open. We'll close it probably next week.
Senator James.
Have there been any applications for Chief of Operations?
We have had one application, and Vice President Berth was able to have that interview with that applicant. I was out of the office at that time, though, and I was hoping to reschedule, so there will more than likely be a follow-up interview for that applicant. We have one other individual who is interested, but I don't know if they'll be submitting an application or not. So.
Senator Spencer.
When was the tabling for Si Se Puede Day? Like, what was the time? Sorry, I forgot.
It is 11 to 12:45 on Friday.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions for the president? Seeing none, thank you for your time. We will move into item B, Vice President's report. So there's a couple things, keep you guys updated. You've been asking, for updates on the community garden. So they've actually started making some modifications to the space there. There was a removal of a tree. They're now grinding stump. At least I was told. I haven't been over there to actually look and see if that was if it had happened or if that was the plan for this week. Even though we are taking down a tree and asking for more green initiatives, we are putting more trees in, kind of counterbalance. That tree that actually got taken out did have some disease to it, so kind of justified, but kind of not. But, so the university is prepping the grounds for that. We are still working on getting some funding so that we can allocate some of the funds towards lumber so that we can start building the boxes and get things rolling there. With that, there have been some suggestions to altering the design, so we're working through that, and we'll come up with another pitch just based on the location and what's under the ground that we couldn't see and how we have to adjust from that. Other than that, I did last week send out the mass, essentially here's where you stand with Senator Hour's attendance and things like that. I want to thank some of the individuals who have, reached back with concerns of, hey, I was actually here at this time where I had submitted to kind of keep me on track. I appreciate it. But also kind of questions of, like, what does this look like for me, or where are we going from here, kind of stuff like that. So I want to thank those individuals who did reach out, and for those of you that may have questions about what was sent out, my door is always open. Please reach out. Well, those are basically the only two big updates other than administrative stuff that I've been doing, but I stand for questions on anything if you have any. Moving into section 6, other reports. Item A, student advocate. Sorry.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. What? Good. Okay. So for my report today, hello, hi. I know it's been a minute since we've got to chat, but have a few updates. So especially recently, we've been finalizing like the budget requests and things like that. So that's been taking a huge amount of my time because, as you all will see, I would like to request. The legal services is going to be the main request for this student fees year. So basically and we'll have more details to come, but with that, if any of you all are interested in helping me kind of draft what that program would look like before we get into the details and stuff like that, if anyone else is interested in possibly being a part of bringing that program, then please let me know, because that is a huge project, and so we'll need as much as help as possible. But that is a huge part of the budget request. The second part is that I will also be looking to expand the Office of the Student Advocate to add an Assistant Student Advocate so that we can start operating more effectively. Right now, the Journal allows for 2 positions under my position, but right now they're not paid positions. So another part of the budget request is also asking to have one of those positions being a paid position, especially if we are to bring on a legal services program. That way we can make sure that we're operating effectively and that people are being compensated for their work, because as you all will see when when the full budget request comes out with all the details, I'm kind of wanted to lay out for you all how much work I do solely right now, and so hopefully that will encourage you guys to see that we need to expand the office a little bit. After that, the other big project that I feel I'm working on right now is today was our first meeting for the College Affordability Committee, which is run through Dr. Terry Hall, and it's a committee made up of other key partners on basically every department that affects like affordability of college basically. So today we had our first meeting and it went really well. So I'm excited that we're going to continue to have meetings, and this is a committee that's actually looking to start programs to provide resources, stuff like that, in regards to affordability of college. So that can be whatever you all would like me to present to them. If it's, parking costs, if it's food costs, if it's whatever kind of cost, or if you believe we should have this approach to financial literacy or whatever it is, also send that my way, or we can talk about it, because that is a good group that I feel I found myself in, and so we're going to be getting a lot of stuff done. So let me know if you have any recommendations for that. Besides that, I've just been closing cases for mostly academic appeals, as well as just like a lot of parking and some other one-off things. But yeah, working on transition guides and a strategic plan for if this whole budget thing does get passed, then I'm kind of trying to plan more for the future for that. So anything else? Oh yeah, so we did finish off Food for Fines last month. There were some hiccups with that because of over in parking services, one of their main administrative people that usually cancels out all the tickets actually was on maternity leave. So then it got passed to someone else, and then it got extended and extended and extended, really down to the wire. But everything got figured out, and so that was good. So December, hopefully we won't have the same issues, and yeah, looking forward to Food for Fines in December too. And yeah, now I stand for questions.
Are there any questions for the student advocate? Senator James.
Do you have a date yet for when in December Food for Fines will be?
Yes, I believe that it's on calendars, but I don't know if we are advertising the date right now, just right at this time, because of same reason as before, that we're wanting to kind of keep it under wraps, I guess, until it gets closer to the date. Then we'll begin advertising it.
Senator Babin.
Just kind of a point of information, I do believe it's on the SI calendar.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about.
So people could see it if they wanted to know.
Are there any other questions for the student advocate? Yeah, so questioning is only for Senate. I did see a hand in the galley. Unfortunately, that's not what this time is for. But I do appreciate your being here and your concern. You can address the student advocate after, if you so decide.
Yeah, I'm best to contact by email.
Thank you. Seeing no further questions, thank you for your time, and we will move into item B, Academics Chair.
Okay, so the faculty meeting was this last Monday, November 13th. They got it approved to, the proposal for lowering gen ed requirements. They got it approved and has been lowered from 42 to 36 by a vote of 165 to 69. This will go into effect in 2020. Current students can change their degree for this, but it may impact it and change it to make it more credits for you. So, but it's up to current students to change. Also, I emailed Pitt State University, their student government academic affairs director, about their grading system. They responded, and I plan to email other universities as well to get ideas from them and compare and contrast to our Wichita State University's grading system. And I'm open for questions.
Are there any questions for the chair? Senator Flores, I saw you first.
When you say it'll go into effect in 2020, do you mean next semester or fall of 2020?
I believe fall of 2020, yeah.
Senator Babin.
When you say grading system, what exactly do you mean?
So, like Pittsburgh, their grading system, they use Canvas along with, they don't do the plus and minus system, kind of just comparing it to ours, how we use Blackboard and the plus and minus system.
Any other questions for our chair? You sure? Seeing none, thank you for your time. We'll move into item C, Safety and Student Services Chair.
Okay, hi everyone. So this Tuesday we had Coffee with a Cop. We had about 105 students swipe in with their card. We had a survey there as well, if you guys would please bring that up. And so I already have all of the 100, we only had 100 students take the survey because I only printed 100 surveys on my part. So with that, there's the survey again. It was only 3 questions, and it was a scale from 1 to 7. How much do you agree with the statement? And the statements are coming. Okay, amazing. No, never mind. Okay, so if you would scroll down to the individual ones, that would be helpful. So there was also a suggestion part, so like write your suggestions, and so we had a few of those. You can, if you want to find those are going to be uploaded to Shocker Sync. And then, so one of the statements was, I feel that the WSUPD officers are important to campus. Out of the 100 people who took it, 82 strongly agreed with that statement. There were no like disagreements with that statement. There were only some neutrals, like 4. The next question, which is concerning to me, I would go to WSUPD if I had a problem. And so that one's kind of all over the place. And so the highest answer for that was 22 with strongly agree, but then you could see that it was kind of all over the board as well. And then lastly, I feel comfortable around WSUPD officers. So that one, again, I strongly agree was the majority for that, with over 50 students choosing that they strongly agree with that statement. And then there were some people who only like slightly and moderately agreed with it, but on the most part, most of our students agreed with that statement. And then we did have coffee and donuts, and I think it went well, and it was a fun time. So that's pretty much everything I've done for the week, though.
Any questions for our chair? Senator Nazir.
For this survey, did you consider the demographics of the people you were surveying?
No, we did not. We didn't ask any personal information because we wanted them to actually take it while they were getting the coffee and donuts. So we made it as short as we could with only 3 questions, and on the back, optional, you could write comments if you wanted.
Any other questions for our chair? Senator Nazir.
And for the question where it was asking I would, if they would go to a police officer if they had a problem, Did you specify what type of problem? Because I feel like that
Nope,
might
it
have-
just reads the same way that it's up there.
Okay.
Any other questions for our chair? Seeing none, thank you for your time. We'll move into item D, Diversity, Empowerment, and Inclusion Chair.
Alrighty, so this week we have just been getting, or I guess I have been getting everything finalized for the town hall event, including our, what our room's going to look like. So just some information about the event. It will be next Wednesday from 5:30 to 7, just right before Senate. We do know that's during committee meeting time, so I will be having a conversation with the other committee chairs to see what we could possibly do in case any of you want to come to the town hall event. Otherwise, it'll just be held in our committee room, room 203, at 5:30. And then there will also be food provided. So, and then there is also a graphic for the event. I'm not sure if all of you have seen it, but I have seen at least many people interested. And I've also seen most, if not all of my committee members have shared it in some way or another on social media. So I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, DPR Haas, it should be on Facebook, Twitter. If not, you can either go find it online or go talk to one of the other senators and who are in my committee and try to get it. And then other than that, I just finalized our budget proposal. And then for next week, basically, it's just going to be getting the town hall ready, getting everything else kind of just finally solidified. We will be having a link for people to text questions to. I worked with Gabe, so we will actually just have a phone number and I believe a link that will, if I'm correct, will go to the same spot. So you can, we will get that pushed out tomorrow at the latest, and we'll have that ready for people to start sending in questions. And that is it for me. If there are any other questions.
Are there any questions for the chair? Seeing none, we'll move into item E, Ways and Means Chair.
Hello, everyone. So, as you all remember, you had to RSVP for the social that is happening on Thursday, November 21st, from 6 p.m. till 8 p.m. I got some responses, and I also saw some people, and they were like, yes, they're coming or not coming. In remarks and announcements, I will basically send out this sheet, and you will have the opportunity to basically mark yes or no, whether you will be attending or not. And also, you all should have received the email regarding this, so it has the place, date, and time on there. But if you need me to repeat it, I would love to. And if you want to talk about it afterwards, more than happy to. Another thing, a few things I've been doing, or my committee has been doing, we are working on the Election Commission bill, which will be on the floor next week. And Gabe and I wrote a resolution that I will amend the agenda, and it will be presented today regarding the special election, and we can talk about it when I amend the agenda. Besides that, my committee we looked at different bills, talked about it, made decisions. I feel like I'm blanking on something, but besides that, everything else will be on my report. And that being said, I stand for questions.
Are there any questions for our chair? All right, Senator Day.
Yes. For the special election resolution, is tonight just a first read, or will it just be voted on tonight?
If I'm correct, resolutions only have one read and then we vote on them, correct?
That is correct. Senator Taran.
If we already said yes in email and in our committee meeting, do we also have to say yes on that sheet?
If you already said yes to me, it is already written on here, so you wouldn't have to worry about that. But thank you for that question.
Any other questions for our chair? Senator Nguyen.
What's the last day that you need, a response about if we can go or not?
Preferably today, but if there are issues that you need an extra day, I can extend it to tomorrow. but that's about it.
Any other questions for the chair? Senator Ritchie.
I know this event is open to others that we invite. Do you need an RSVP for them as well if we decide to invite a second party?
So when you say you're inviting someone, are you inviting someone from SGA or just like a friend of yours?
I'm not, but just for...
Okay, I mean, because here's the thing. If you fall under SGA, let's say you're in the cabinet or in the Supreme Court, you should have received the email. But if you're inviting like a third party that is not part of SGA, you would have to pay $18 for their reservation. But for everyone in this association, it's free.
Senator Ritchie.
But does that require an RSVP from them as well?
Yes, so during the time of the RSVP, you would have to pay those $18. Yeah.
Any other questions for the chair? Seeing none, we'll move into Section 7, Appointments. Item A, SB. Senator Zacharias.
I move to return SB-62-062 entitled Grant Recognition to the Young Life Club to the floor for a second read.
It's already on the floor. Are you wishing
I'm
to
motioning
move
to move
directly
it.
to it?
Yes, move directly to it.
Does require a second.
Second.
Senator Tron with the second. So I don't remember, Gabe, do you remember if this one is debatable? To jump to a piece?
No.
I don't believe
But
it
you do
was,
need
so.
a 2/3 to do it.
Right.
Do you want me to speak to it? Do I do that?
If there was a debate, you would be able to. Since there is not, you cannot.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So, with that, all those in favor of jumping to agenda item D in section 8, please raise your hand and hold them high. All opposed, same sign. Thank you. One of the formulas was off. Receiving 29 total in favor, 1 against, and 7 abstentions. Huh? Oh, I saw one.
Point of order, there was 2 against.
All those in favor? If there's any question, you got to do the whole thing again. All opposed, same sign. Where's your second? Your hand was hidden behind his head. Sorry. I'm saying your head was positioned where his hand was. With that, let me change my numbers here. 29 total in favor, 2 against, and 7 abstentions. It does pass its 2/3 requirement. And we will move directly to this item. Would you mind pulling that up? 62. For the young life. So it should be the first one, yeah. With that, this is its second read. So if there are no additional questions, we'll move directly into the debate period. Seeing none, is anyone wishing to debate at this time? Seeing none, we'll move into the voting period. All those in favor, please raise your hand and hold them high. All opposed, same sign. SB-62, not 78, 62. Yeah, put them in the wrong spot. Passes its simple majority requirement, receiving 30 total in favor, 0 against, and 9 abstentions.
With the motion,
Senator Khan.
I motion to amend the agenda by adding resolution R-62-007.
You mind explaining what we would be voting on?
So it's basically the resolution regarding the special election. It basically just says that we can make the changes, and actually it suggests that we take the special election and make the changes regarding it. So the bills we've passed earlier on in the session, they would be applicable. And there's one more that will be presented to the Senate next meeting, and that one will be able to basically vote on and pass regarding special elections. It's SB or R, okay, 007. James Bond.
Does require a second. Senator Ezel with the second. With that, if there are no objections, we will add this item under Section 9, New Business. It is so ordered. Moving back to Section 7, Item A. 78. SB-62-078, appointing student fees committee members, authored by Katrina Miller, student body president. Does the author wish to speak to this bill?
Yes. So our first appointment actually withdrew his nomination, so we will need to strike that from the bill. Thank you. As for Crystal, I'm going to yield my time to let Crystal speak.
Senator Zacharias.
So last year I wanted to be a part of the Student Fees Committee, but couldn't due to class times, and while they can be excused, I wasn't doing well in my classes, so I didn't feel comfortable missing them. This year I have the time to make these meetings, and I really want to be involved in the process because I think it's an important part and one of the most important things we do in student government. So I really want to be part of this committee to help make those changes and make those important decisions.
Back to you, Madam President.
For the second appointment for freshman member, I yield my time to the President of the Senate, as he was the one that did the interview as I was out of the office.
Sorry. Had something caught and it was just doing something weird. Anyway, so this individual during the interview, I think had very good ideas of what the committee itself was there to do and the drive and passion in which to serve in this fashion. I don't know of any like outstanding thing that just, but sorry. With that, I will yield the rest of my time to the nominee.
Hi, my name is Ambrosia Nairmore Winfrey. I'm a freshman at Wichita State University, and I'm majoring in international studies. I was really interested in this position in student fees because one thing that really matters to me is making sure freshmen know what's going on and know where their money is going towards. And so I've had a lot of discussions with my peers about questions involving student fees, and I really wanted to get more involved with the Student Government Association, so that's mainly why I applied.
Thank you.
Which one are we on?
Levi.
Okay. So Levi is a dedicated individual who I will be able to represent veterans thoroughly throughout the student fees process. And with that, I yield the rest of my time to Levi.
For those that don't know me, I'm Levi Shank. I am a veteran, served in the Marine Corps for 9 years. During the last 5 years, I helped manage 2 different budgets ranging from $1.4 million to $4.1 million. I believe it is important that all students have their student fees used responsibly and efficiently. And so I thought it was important that I make sure I represent all military affiliated individuals in this task. Thank you.
Thank you. Bear with us. We are on Max.
I am so sorry. So Max emailed me earlier today saying that he was not feeling well, so he was not able to make it to the Senate meeting tonight. So I had him send me a statement, and this is what he wanted me to read to you all. I would like to thank the Senate for considering me for this position. I absolutely love the College of Health Professions and have grown many connections to it through my involvements as a transition mentor, Shock the Future representative, and an officer of my nursing class. My experience will help me understand the needs of students, staff, and faculty within the college, and I would love to take my role as an advocate very seriously. Throughout my time here at Wichita State, I have been involved in many things, but SGA is something that I haven't had the opportunity to dive into, but I know it would help me become the best leader I can be. Again, thank you so much for considering me for the student fees position. Go Shocks. Okay, so I've had the pleasure to work with Ephemios. Perfect. Through the Health and Wellness Committee. He is a very outspoken individual, which is exactly what we need on the Student Fees Committee to be able to advocate for that constituency group appropriately. And with that, I'll yield the rest of my time to him.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ephemios Stephanopoulos, and I appreciate your time and consideration and inviting me here to speak for myself. I'm a graduate student in the business program doing an MBA. I've also done undergrad degrees here at Wichita State, graduating in 2017 in several different colleges, so I'm familiar with all the different departments in general about the university. I feel like I'd be a very good candidate to represent graduate students across many different disciplines I'm also very passionate about budgeting. I've taken many courses in finance and accounting, so I'm happy to participate and want to actually read and look closely at everything. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I am going to yield my time to Grant for him to speak as to why he applied for the student fees position.
Senator Dave.
All right. I applied to student fees because I think it's one of the most important initiatives on campus that students can have a direct involvement in. I think it's very important for students to have a representative who's interested in their issues and who advocates for them, and who is also able and has the experience to effectively implement that mission. I'm very flattered to be offered this position. I wasn't necessarily expecting. I know this position was very competitive, and it's humbling in a lot of ways. LAS is a big college. Yeah, it's a lot, and I'm glad that the cabinet had faith in me to nominate me, so thank you.
Okay, I'm going to yield my time to Walter now.
Senator Wright.
Howdy, folks. So I'm very honored to be in the consideration to be nominated for this position. I've served on this committee the last 2 years, so I think I have a lot of knowledge to bring to this position. I'd very much like to represent business students and the students as a whole on this committee one more time.
Thank you. Is that all you had? Are there any questions for the author? Seeing none. Well, no, it's debate. Senator Wang,
Can I still ask a question?
we have not moved into the next section, so yes.
Okay, so at large it's taking out, so does that means there's still a large position open for the committee?
That is correct.
So when's that? Can I still ask you the follow-up?
As long as there's no other question. Senator Wang.
Okay. So, I don't know, so when's the deadline for at large to be filled?
There's no hard deadline set as of right now. These are just currently rolling applications, so we need to get these filled quick.
Just to let you know, if they don't get filled, the committee still meets for the past, was it 2, right, Gabe?
So yeah, with the exception of the committee does still need to meet quorum in order to do so. But for the past 2 years, a lot of our seats let me take that back. Last year, when this is the newest model, about 4 or 5 of the seats weren't filled, but the committee still met quorum, so those populations weren't represented in that decision until it came to the Senate, and then it was. But as of right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, never mind. It does meet quorum. So if the seats aren't filled, then the other people don't get to be represented. So consider that and keep that in mind as well.
Highly encourage others to apply and apply yourselves if you have not considered so. Are there any other questions before we move into the debate period?
Point of information.
Senator Ritchie.
Is there a questioning period for the appointees?
Yes. Any other questions for the author? Are there any questions for any of the nominees?
Michael, my advice is to go one by one instead of just trying to open the floor to all of it. So I would go, is there any questions for number 2, number 3, number 4, just to keep it clean.
If it works, it works. Are there any questions for Senator Zacchaeus? Seeing none. Are there any questions for Ambrosia? I said that right? Are there any questions for Levi Shank? Max isn't here. You're welcome to try and get your answer if you would like. Mr. Stephanopoulos. Questions? Any questions for Senator D? Any questions for Senator Wright? Seeing no questions, we'll move into the debate period. Senator Nazir.
I just wanted to speak in favor of Ambrosia. I've gotten to know her through Student Ambassador Society, and she's expressed her excitement for this committee, because of her experiences in high school and how she's managed certain organizations that are kind of similar to this position. So I would strongly encourage you all to vote in favor.
Anyone else wishing to speak in debate at this time? Senator Mounts.
So I know a good number of these nominees, and so knowing that a lot of them have already been involved in the process of just budgeting itself, but also in budget and finance, I definitely think that all of these positions will be filled with great people who are connected to their constituent groups to make sure we get the best representation possible when working through this process.
Senator Miller.
Motion to adopt by unanimous consent.
Any objections? Seeing none, SB-62-078 is adopted with unanimous consent of the Senate. Moving now into Section 8. Unfinished business. Item 8, SB-62-073. Again, this is the second read, so if there are no additional questions, we'll move directly into the debate period. Seeing no questions, is there anyone wishing to debate at this time? Senator Mounts.
So this is a super important change. Just first of all, for me and I believe the chairwoman right next to me, when we first came into this position, we actually weren't sure whether we were able to keep it or not due to the way that payment works at WSU. My paycheck was actually withheld for at least 2 pay periods. So this is important because putting everyone on an hourly payroll not only ensures that we show up to actually do our jobs, it also compensates us fairly if we happen to miss a few days, and it really encourages us to make up those hours if we do miss them to make sure we get our full 10, specifically for the chairs, but also just for all members of the association. So this is the best way that we have to make sure that people can hold multiple positions on campus, and also make sure to hold your leadership accountable.
Is there anyone else wishing to speak in debate at this time? Senator Zacharias.
So last semester I worked at the Woodman Alumni Foundation, and somehow they still had me on payroll. So as well as it affecting people who have current jobs, people who have past jobs as well with the university are subject to issues with the current way it is set up. I know for myself I have not received compensation in about a month, and it does deeply affect my current standing as a student here at WSU. So I think this is a really important change, and it will, as the previous senator mentioned, keep us leadership accountable, making sure we're doing our job to the fullest. And also another concern that was brought to me by someone from the past session, during the breaks, if someone goes on break in the summer and they are in one of the executive spots, they still get paid. They get paid even though they're not on campus during the job, so this keeps that from happening as well.
Is there anyone else wishing to speak in debate at this time?
With a motion,
Senator Nazir.
I move to pass by unanimous consent.
Any objections? There has been an objection, so we will have to take a vote. Is there anyone still wishing to debate before we move into the voting period? Bless you. Seeing none, we'll move into the voting period. All those in favor, please raise your hand and hold them high. All opposed, same sign. SB-62-073 has passed its simple majority requirement, receiving 32 total in favor, 0 against, and 7 abstentions. Moving now into item B, SB-62-074, Scholarship Improvement Act. Again, coming into its second read. If there are no additional questions, we'll move directly into the debating period. Seeing none, is there anyone wishing to speak in debate at this time? Seeing none, we'll move into the voting period. All those in favor, please raise your hand and hold them high. All opposed, same sign. Thank you. SB-62-074 has passed its simple majority requirement, receiving 30 total in favor, 2 against, and 7 abstentions. Moving now into item C, SB-62-076, Senator Working Hour Amendment Act. Again, moving in on its second read. If there are no questions, we'll move directly into the debating period. Seeing none, is there anyone wishing to speak in debate on this item at this time? Senator Mounts.
So this bill, again, I know that from one of the I guess, chairperson of the Safety and Student Services Committee, we both, and I think all chairs also agree that it is important to kind of give a set idea of like what senator hours are, and then also just by lowering that, because if you all go look at the list that was sent out by the president of the Senate, I don't think there's a single person on there who has consistently met their senator hours. Or if there is one, there's very few. So I think lowering that requirement is good. And then the other thing is that directly affects the chair people. It is difficult to kind of see like where our side as a chair ends and where our side as a senator begins, specifically when it comes to our working hours in the office versus like actually working with constituents, because they do overlap quite a bit. So I will be putting my support behind this bill, because not only does it give a better idea of like what a senator hour is, it also just aids I think everyone in the Senate to better get their job done as senators.
Senator Zacharias, do you still have a debate?
So I initially wrote this bill because a few senators, some in my committee, some not, approached me and said that there were issues with meeting their senator hours due to other time commitments. And from my experience in the past session, I know numerous senators who left their positions because of time commitments coming to the 3-hour meetings on Wednesday nights and also doing the other hours. And for senator retention, I thought this was an important step so that we could be more inclusive to other people's schedules. I understand not everyone can be fully committed to these positions. So I think this is important so that we get as many people involved in SGA by being more lenient and because this is a minimum again. You have to do at least one. So this way we can bring in more people possibly and make that time commitment less strenuous.
Senator James.
Echoing a previous speaker, I know it may seem like this is something that the chairs, it's very important for them, but it's also important for us as senators. That's why I'm here as a sponsor on the bill. I helped the author get just a point of view from someone who is just a senator, and I think that us as senators should vote in favor of this bill because, like a previous speaker said, it basically tells us what a senator hour should be, and it also, if we were to repeal like a denied senator hour, we could go to someone who is unaffiliated with the executive branch to get that repealed. So I think you should vote in favor of this bill.
Is there anyone else wishing to speak in debate at this time? Senator Miller.
Motion to adopt by unanimous consent.
Is there any objections? Is there any further debate before we move into the voting period? Senator Ritchie.
Not technically a debate, but I have a question, and I know we're out of the questioning period. How do I do that?
This is a question about like how the proceedings are going, what's being talked about, or
it's
a question for author or what?
For the author, I guess.
And then we have moved past that already. Unfortunately, sorry. Is there anyone wishing to speak in debate at this time? Seeing none, we'll move into the voting period. All those in favor, please raise your hand and hold them high. All opposed, same sign. SB-62-076 has passed its simple majority requirement, receiving total of 32 in favor, 0 against, and 7 abstentions. Senator Babin.
Point of information, does this go in effect starting now?
No, so it would be the next session. Correct? For a change like this, it would be the next session, not this session. Or would this one be once it's signed in effect?
Portions of it will go into effect this session. The portion about the committee chair hours will not. That will have to wait because of the clause in the compensation statute. But everything else, if it's signed, because it's just a bylaws, will go into effect immediately. Unless something has an issue which blocks it to go into effect.
Does that answer your question?
Sorry.
Senator Tran?
When he says immediately, does that mean like immediately now or once you guys
So
sign
it still has
so like
to go
we would
past...
turn in 1 hour tonight or 2 is what I'm asking.
So for this bill to actually go into effect, it still has to pass the president's desk. She still has to sign it. After her signature, it goes into effect. Because the president still has the right to veto any bill, and thus it must pass that process before it actually goes into effect. Does that answer your question? So 2 hours tonight for everybody. Senator Izzo.
Can we be notified when she does sign it?
It goes out to everybody, so yes. Moving to Section 9.
Sorry, I'm jumping in again. it also has to be updated in the journal. So technically, when the journal is republished, it goes into effect. That's my bad. I got you all excited for no reason. So technically, when the journal is republished, then it goes into effect. Who republishes the journal is Michael and I, because we don't have a chief of operations. So you will be notified when it goes into law. Cool.
Section 9, Item A. You got it pulled up. Resolution 007. I don't have the title, so I can't say it. Authorizing the association to host a special election. Does the author wish to speak to this bill? That'd be you.
So, I already kind of spoke on this. It's basically just allowing us to do the special elections, and the changes we made would be applicable. And I don't feel like there's more to say. And if there are any questions, Gabriel Fonseca would love to answer them.
Are there any questions for the author? Senator James.
Yeah, is there a reason why this has to be done now? Are we rushing to get this done, or is this just something that you just wanted to do now just because?
I guess I got that one. So since we only have 2 meetings left, is that correct? Okay. We have to get other bills regarding the Election Commission passed, but we cannot do that until this resolution is passed. And once these bills are passed, it will it will be in effect for the next semester. And so it is timely, yes.
And to add to that, there are 2 bills that the Senate has passed that will directly affect the general election in the spring. And so we need to pass those constitutional amendments before we can even honor the changes that this session passed. And so in order for those to go into effect, the students have to vote to say yes. And we can only do that with being authorized to host an election to vote on that.
Thank you. Senator Mattson.
Point of privilege for those in the back. Could you just zoom in a little bit?
Madam
Thank
Chairwoman.
you.
Senator Mattson, is that large enough for you?
Thank you, it is.
Senator Wright.
Yes, I was just wondering what the cost of running a special election is going to be estimated.
That's a very good question. It isn't going to cost us anything because last session bought a contract for the next 3 years. So we won't. So really, last session paid for it already.
You're welcome. Any other questions for the authors? Senator Babin.
If this bill passes, are there plans in place so that we can encourage the student body to actually vote in the special election to change the Constitution?
So yes, all of this is still pending that we seat the Election Commission, which there are applications that are being processed now. So ideally, we'll have them seated and to the Senate next week to be voted on. Yes, as soon as we started talking about constitutional amendments, we started preparing a plan for how we reach out to students. The election code gives us guidance on how to do that. So we've already started working on graphics and other things to be able to post and to encourage students to know what the amendments are and then to cast their vote on it.
Any other questions for the authors? Bless you. Seeing none, we'll move into the debate period. Is there anyone wishing to debate on this item at this time? Seeing none, we'll move into the voting period. All those in favor, please raise your hand and hold them high. All opposed, same sign. So R-62-007 has passed with 32 total in favor, 0 against, and 7 abstentions. I swear them in, right? Just making sure, because last time I got it mixed up. Senator Bevin.
Point of privilege, would you mind restating how many people are in attendance? How many senators are in attendance?
So in order to do that, I have to take roll call. I can tell you that the last roll call was 32, but if you want to know how many people are here right now, I have to take another roll call.
I'm good with you telling me with the 32. Thank you.
Figured that might solve it. With that, moving into section 10, swearing in. Can I get all of those who were confirmed for student fees to approach the podium, please? If you'd raise your right hand and repeat after me, please. I hereby swear that I will faithfully serve the students of Wichita State University, act in accordance with the Student Government Association Constitution, and fulfill all duties and responsibilities required of the office of I will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Student Government Association of Wichita State University. Congratulations to all of you. With that, we'll move into section 11, remarks and announcements. Does anyone have a remark or announcements they would like to share? I'm sorry. I don't know what it was, but I'm just laughing too hard. Senator Cunningham.
Hello, everyone. The Candlelight concert is coming up. The dates are Friday, November 22nd and Saturday, November 23rd from 7:30 to 9, and on Sunday, November 24th from 4 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Thank you.
Senator Khan.
Hi, everyone. So as I mentioned earlier, I will be passing around this sheet where you have to basically mark whether you will be coming or not in front of your name. I have a red pen, which will go underneath no, because that's negative. Not really. And then yes will be kind of like the black pen. All right, thank you. And if you are colorblind, I'm so sorry.
I'll point you in the right direction. Senator Castillo.
The opera, the Wichita State Opera is putting on The Pathway to Heaven this weekend. It's on the 17th. There's a showing or a performance on the 15th at 7:30 p.m. and another performance on the 17th at 2 p.m. I highly encourage everyone, if you're available, to go watch this performance. It's actually making its North American premiere here at Wichita State, so that's a big deal. It's a way for our students to kind of, get their name out there. So yeah, if you have the opportunity to go, I highly encourage you all to go. Thank you.
Senator Babin.
So Gamma Phi Beta sorority and Mu Delta Alpha sorority will be hosting an event next Thursday about intersectional empowerment. It'll be an event, there'll be free food. It's from 11 to 1 in the RSC. It's going to be a really casual come and go event. We're going to learn about different ways that we can empower people with intersecting identities and just how we can learn to empower all types of people. It'll be a really cool event. I really hope to see some of you guys there.
As our committee chair already said, we'll be having a town hall. DEI will be having a town hall November 20th at 5:30 in room 203 in the RSC. On our panel, we will have Dr. Marche Fleming Randall, Dr. Aaron Austin, Kay Monk Morgan, and Christine Taylor. Tell your constituents about it. I have the graphic if you want it to share it on your social medias. I already posted it on mine. A lot of you have already shared it, but if you want it for yourself, just let me know. Thanks.
Senator Nazir.
I just wanted to share a thought I was having earlier, but I feel like when we talk to our constituents or take surveys or want their input, we should have a very wide variety of who we're surveying or interviewing, just because we represent over 15,000 students and a multitude of demographics. I feel like when we're taking input from them and kind of sharing our thoughts with them, I feel like we should have that variety so that we're not just looking towards one group of people and taking their input and creating legislation or statements about what they think.
Senator Ezel.
Senator Babin, can you tell me where in the RSC that thing's going to be?
It will be on the second floor. I'm going to post a graphic for it on the Facebook group, and I'll also email it to everybody because not everybody is on the Facebook group. So I'll send a graphic. It's going to be on the second floor, though. I just don't remember the room off the top of my head.
Senator Ritchie.
Since Senator Castillo stole my plug for the opera, I have something that I want to put on you guys' radar. I don't know how much you guys know about this, but coming up this next week, the School of Music here at WSU is hosting their Concerto Aria competition for the School of Music, and it's an opportunity for students in the school pursuing a music degree to compete against their fellow classmates for the opportunity to perform with the WSU orchestra with their concerto. So for those students that are competing, such as me and some of my peers, please send good thoughts their way and be on the lookout for the performance of that, which is going to be, I think, in February. But I'll keep you guys updated on that.
Senator James.
I just forgot to mention that there will be food at the town hall event next week, just in case you need an incentive to go.
Senator Wang.
Oh, I just want to remind everyone the workshop thing is this week, and I made a poll on Facebook and see if you want to go on what time so we don't go alone. So please fill it out, or if you can go, tell me. We can go together.
Senator Kennedy.
I don't know how many of you are really go out to movies, but on December the 11th in Old Town at the Warren Theater, there is a local film production here, which I'm a part of, and we'll be having a film there, and it's called Pearl 2. It's a red carpet event. Of course, I am in the movie as well, and so if you'd like to attend, please look us up on Facebook under Bray Films, and you'll see the trailer for Pearl 2, and then also you can see the first movie, Pearl, on Amazon Prime for free.
Senator Dave.
Greetings, everyone. SGA people who are on Facebook may have seen a Facebook post I sent recently in regards to the start of Senate meetings, which I think was a source of some confusion to some people. But since not everyone uses Facebook, and just to elaborate on my point, I felt it's important to discuss my concerns in this forum. In essence, the start of Senate meetings, as most of you know, will be pushed earlier to 6:30 p.m. instead of the 7 o'clock we were accustomed. As of now, the meetings are required to start at 6:30 per the bylaws. Although I am not personally affected by this change myself, I am concerned that moving the start time in this manner limits senators in substantive ways. I worry that senators will be limited in terms of their ability to fulfill non-SGA obligations such as classes and work. While I am aware that senators are expected to have enough time in their lives to effectively perform as a senator, I also feel that there should be enough flexibility to afford senators the ability to fulfill personal obligations as much as is reasonably possible. In short, I want people who are able to serve the opportunity to do so, less worry about personal conflicts. And obviously this requires legislative change, and if I'm wildly off base, please let me know. But if any senators have like a personal problem with this, that like this will affect the schedule negatively, please let me know. So, yeah.
Senator Tehran.
Hi y'all. So I'm working on a recycling initiative. If anyone has any like input on that, yeah, let me know, or any concerns, just so I can, like have everyone's input. And then I'm also tabling this Friday from 11 to 12:15, but the allotted time is till 12:45. So if someone who can be there the whole time wants to table with me, that'd be great. It's for Si Se Puede day or week? Day. So please be there and help me out. Thanks.
Any other remarks and announcements? DPR Haas.
If you do want more information about that, just reach out to me. I can get you in contact with the schedule and that sort of thing. It should be a really great event, and a lot of people will be out there. I just am unable to make it because I'll be in Kansas City.
Senator Mounts.
Alrighty, so it is Transgender Awareness Week this week, starting today and goes until next Wednesday the 20th. So Transgender Week is just a time for transgender members of our community and also their allies to raise awareness about gender diversity through education, but also bringing attention to the prejudice, discrimination, and violence that different transgender people face, both here in the United States and across the world. So unfortunately, the Transgender Day of Remembrance starts at 6 p.m. So that's during all of our committee times next Wednesday. So unfortunately, we won't be able to attend it, but I just still want to plug that for anyone watching or who happens to read the minutes. And then the 10th annual drag show will also be next Friday at 8 p.m. If you have not gotten your tickets yet, please go to SI and get them. Sorry, was that time correct? Yeah, this Friday. Oh, it's this Friday at 8 p.m. Go get your tickets.
Senator Khan. Not about your pen.
It's not about my pen yet. I just wanted to know which row has not gotten the sheet yet. Oh, right. All right, perfect.
That's fine. Senator James.
Just to echo a previous senator's remark, Si Se Puede Day will have a lot of students here. It's like almost 200 students will be here visiting from different high schools. So like the more people we could get to volunteer, the better. I'm already volunteering tabling for the ODI, so I wish I could. But like, yeah, you guys, if you can, you should table.
Any other remarks and announcements? Seeing none, I do have one. So as you know, we have started doing the Senator of the Months again. And for the month of October, our Senator of the Month is Jacob Tupac, our honors senator. Senator Tupac has demonstrated exemplary service to the students of Wichita State University, both on record and off. His drive and persistence can be witnessed through his actions in both Senate and committee work, typically with regard to safety for his fellow Shockers. And I yield the rest of my time to his committee chair to speak on his behalf.
So I actually wrote something, so I'm just going to read it. It was when I was asking when I was making the recommendation that he get this award. So I believe that the Student Government Association Award for Senator of the Month should go to a senator who has gone above and beyond from before the academic year had even begun. This senator had demonstrated drive and persistence to make change happen before they were even appointed to a committee. While their work has transpired the month of October, I believe the change that they have enacted in the Committee of Safety and Student Services has rightly earned them this honor. Senator Jacob Tubach began advocating for the crosswalk at 17th and Harvard in September, and as of last week, a crosswalk has been put in that area. His outreach skills were utilized, when reaching out to our SGA advisors, Guy Schroeder, and City Councilman Brandon Johnson with his concern. Unlike most, he followed through with this concern until it was enacted. This is extremely hard, and Tupac has also shown the qualities of a great senator, assisting others when they need help and constantly outreaching to his constituency. I believe that Jacob Tupac has put in quality work in his commitment to his Senate seat, trumping any quantity that may have been submitted, and is truly deserving of this recognition.
So the president currently has your prize. I have your certificate. So the three of us will get together after in the office, and we'll do the pictures and handoff there. With that, my final remark is don't forget to do your senator hours. You still have to do 2 of them, to be clear. No later than 11:59 p.m. tonight. And with that, we will adjourn at 8:26 p.m. with a silent roll call. Lucas. Arigato.